Home Depot versus Lowe's and who has the better deals for Black Friday. Now, I've been to both stores and I have done the video for both stores. So I think it's time that we talk about the deals. But before we do that, our good buddy Stephen Ott, who is a member of our community, is having some issues, thinks he has to go to the ER tonight. So we want to make sure that we wish him a very speedy recovery. It is very common for guys in the trades to have back issues. He's no different than the rest of us. So we want to make sure that he is doing okay and that he knows that we're thinking of him and hoping that he does all right in this life that we have here. So make sure to say, hey, hope you're doing well. Don't know that anything happened. It's just a common flare-up as far as I know, but he said he's going to go to the ER. So there you go. So I can't say this. Having gone to Lowe's and Home Depot now and having looked at both stores, I can say that as far as deals go, just deals, Lowe's seems to have a clear advantage over Depot. Now, I'm not saying that Lowe's has better tools. I am just simply saying that they have better deals. In particular, they have one deal, $449, I believe it is. You get 2 8-amp-hour tabless batteries, a fast charger for dewalt, 3 free tools. And I think all of them, or at least most of them, in their XR line, which is their professional line of tools. So that is something that we need to think about and comment on, because that to me is an amazing proposition. And I'm just getting into the studio back here. What's up, Tool Squatch? Jeremy, Charus, Corey, I see you there. LFL, Mitchell, Denny, want to make sure, and Jamie True, and B-Dubs. I want to make sure we say hi to all of you as we get started here. I even started like a minute early just because it's only me here tonight to make your day miserable. But no, it's important. So if we go through the tool brands that Lowe's has Skill, Craftsman, DeWalt 12-volt line, Cobalt, Metabo, Bosch, DeWalt 20-volt line, and of course they have Flex. Now when I see Flex, I am going, oof, I don't know that they have a future. I really don't. You're buying into a brand you have absolutely no idea if they're going to be around. If you're around a little later, I might bust out that rigid mid-torque and give her a rip, because I do love my rigid mid-torque that I just got. I want to show you guys kind of why I like it. Talk to you about some of the features in it. And I don't know if I'll do that in a video, but I could do that here tonight. What's up, Smurf? Sample Size is here. We call him Jimmy Baloo, but his real name is Sample Size. It's all right. I only knew about 3 minutes ago that I was going to go, or 4 minutes ago that I was going to go live by myself tonight. As you may know, I normally go live with our good friend Cooch, Tools and Tactics. Cooch, but he had to go to Walmart to get some socks or whatever for work tomorrow. Yes, you heard me right. He had to go to get some socks for work tomorrow, and I wanted to call him just to make sure that he wasn't going to be here. He said he wasn't. He had Anthony over there with him tonight, so when he starts telling me that stuff early on a Sunday, I know that it's probably going to be me, but I can never tell until time is on us. So I always make sure to call him to make sure, just to see. Hi, Ted Allen. Oh, now would be a good time to insert ad, says YouTube. There you go. If any of you are getting an ad, thank YouTube. It ain't me. I don't do it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, though, so that we can get this pushed out. You love my YouTube channel? Thank you. TK Backyard from Boston. I appreciate that. I've been to Beantown a few times in my life. I appreciate you. I can't live there. I live out in the country now. I'm really not going anywhere. The mid torque looks big. It's we're going to get into that because to me it's small, but you'll see. So at Lowe's, those are the brands that they have: DeWalt, Cobalt, Metabo, Bosch, Flex, Skill, and Craftsman. Now, Flex and DeWalt are their two best brands. Metabo is so limited at Lowe's, it's barely there. And Bosch, pretty much the same thing. They never carry, or they don't seem to support Bosch or Metabo. That might change. I know that Bosch is trying to make inroads into the U.S. and really push everything out. As far as getting them in the hands of contractors, I'm sure you're going to start seeing some of your favorite YouTube content creators, not me, but some of them in the next year begin to push Bosch on you more and more. Just get used to it. I think they're starting to advertise here in the U.S. quite a bit, and particularly with Lowe. So I think there might be something where Bosch and Lowe's start doing more together to the detriment of Flex. And I don't know that Flex will be at Lowe's next year. Only backs Cobalt, Craftsman. The DeWalt, they back pretty well. I mean, the DeWalt and Craftsman are their two brands that I would think they advertise a bunch. When you're done, let's talk about the trash Hyper Tough is and how the internet thinks it's awesome. I just got one of those comments from someone telling me that Hyper Tough has stepped up and whatever. The Hyper Tough is trash. People buying Hyper Tough are buying tools because they can't afford something good. Hyper trash. I like it, Denny. Yeah, sure. Fine, Patrick. It's great to have you here. What's better, Milwaukee 11 wrench set for $49 or the Craftsman 11 overdrive wrench set also for $49? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is the Milwaukee set the biter set? That is, it has the little grooves in there so that you don't round off nuts as easily, but the box end is 12 point. I think they're both 12 point. It's hard to say. I would probably, both are bite, then I'm going Craftsman. If they're both biters, I'm going Craftsman. The best BOGO deals at Lowe's. Stupid if a BOGO deal for DeWalt at Home Depot. I kind of agree with that. Now at Home Depot, let's talk about Home Depot. Home Depot has Milwaukee, Rigid, Ryobi, DeWalt, and Makita. Makita is trash. We'll just get that out of the way right now. Thank you, Denny. Makita is absolutely trash. I don't know why people are still buying Makita. They're overpriced, underpowered, underperforming, garbage tools. And I know that hurts a lot of feelings. I can tell you that their $400 set this year, 2 5-amp hour batteries, I'm talking about Makita, 2 5-amp hour batteries, has the same trash hammer drill that they've had in that kit for, 7 years, something like that, 5, 6 years. but the XDT20 impact driver, their 4-mode impact driver. Does that make a difference to me? No, because I'm not buying it. It's Makita. Makita is trash. It's just that easy. But how do I really feel? I'm telling you. Hi, James. Oh, James McFadden stepped in. How you doing? The DeWalt deals, actually less. They have fewer deals at Home Depot this year than they have had in years past. Now their atomic set that they're pawning off on people is, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 generations old, but it is not the most current atomic, because the 850 is the current atomic model. Call me whenever you want, Rod. The 850 is the current atomic model, but it's not part of the sale for the atomic stuff. It's kind of weird. And then what is the? I think it was the 798 was the atomic drill, the newest atomic drill that was on the market, and they are doing the 794. So, like, it's an old impact. It's an old drill, clearly overstock stuff that they're pawning off at Home Depot for DeWalt that isn't up to date. It's not the current. Thank you, Cocatelli. Cicatelli. But it's not the current generation. It's very old stuff. So you look at that. Their miter saw is the same price as it's the miter saw at Lowe's, I believe. But at Lowe's you get a miter saw stand. At Home Depot you get a handshake and a farewell. Patchy. Okay. DeWalt going by at Depot? I don't know, man. It's so. I've heard rumors over the last few years. I do know that 2-3 years ago, the contract with DeWalt was set to either expire or get renewed. And Home Depot had at that point debated on whether or not to let DeWalt go. And I mean, with it would probably been Stanley, which a lot of the hand tools and whatnot are Stanley, and DeWalt, like letting them go. But for whatever reason, that didn't happen. They renegotiated the contract. Normally, those contracts run in 5-year terms, so it's not set to expire for another year, 2 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. At that point, it may be that Home Depot does get out of the Stanley Black & Decker DeWalt game. And that's just like the scuttlebutt that I'm hearing. Talk about making Milwaukee Home Depot exclusive, along with Rigid and Ryobi, which those two are already Home Depot exclusives, and not offering another brand. And then Lowe's would then obviously move into the DeWalt game and feature DeWalt. But that's just speculation at that point. At this point, it's just from what I'm hearing from multiple reps and whatnot across the great state of Missouri that I live in. So it is something that we have to pay attention to when that time comes. But as for right now, no, I don't think they'll be getting out of it. I do think that Makita, though, is nearing its end with Home Depot, as Home Depot has completely got out of the 40 volt Makita line, both in regular power tools and also in outdoor power tools. There's 6 years enlisted in as an F-15 aircraft electrician. I just bought the black subcompact brushless Makita set with the impact drill, 2 batteries. Did I screw up? Taylor, yes, you did. Both, by the way, both the drill and impact driver, weakest compact tools on the market. Weakest. Also, some of the worst battery tech goes to Makita. So, as of 92F of 4 years, do go Milwaukee. Okay, Jim, there you go. Blue Ball's got some information there for you, Taylor. So as we look at it, it's interesting. But as far as the deals go, who's better this year? Is it Home Depot or is it Lowe's? As far as just the deals go, it's Lowe's all the way. As far as tools go, it's actually Home Depot. And why I say that is that you get both Milwaukee and DeWalt and Rigid. I think those three trump the brands that are at Lowe's. Metabo, not really represented well. The Pro Factor line of Bosch at Lowe's, not very well represented. So it becomes DeWalt, Flex, Cobalt. I didn't see a BOGO on Flex. Maybe they have one. I didn't see it. I did see a great BOGO on DeWalt, so you can say the deals for DeWalt better. And Cobalt. The Cobalt tools are more and more ryobi-esque. They're not truly professional grade. They're getting less and less. And yes, I think the Bosch BOGO deal is awesome on the Pro Factor tools and the Pro Factor tools alone, because I think the Pro Factor tools are some of the best tools on the market. But you only get like 4 to choose from. Maybe 5. And I don't know that that's enough. I think, how about Cobalt? I think Cobalt is a good DIY brand. I don't think it's a high-end DIY brand anymore because they got rid of the XTR line. I think it is now just a ryobi level DIY brand. All Pro Factor except for the bandsaw have been $99 or less within the last year. That is true. I want the miter saw so bad because it's free. But you had the DeWalt miter saw, so why would you want a lesser one? I have to prepare for Thanksgiving. Oh, LFL. I think we're all there. I've got to, we're going to have a warm up this week where it's going to be a few days in the 70s. I got to shoot a couple of videos outside, but I also have to do, replace one of my outside water spigots. So I'll be doing that this week. Now, I think the Rigid deals at Home Depot are awesome. You know, the 2 batteries, 149 with the charger, 2 4 amp hour max output batteries, which makes them a high output battery for Rigid. Not the highest output, but a high output battery. And then you have, I want to say there's 8 different tools that you could choose from. I think that's a phenomenal deal because every single one of those tools that's in that deal is phenomenal. The DeWalt one at Home Depot, it's a little hairier. Now, the tools that you get for free on the BOGO, phenomenal. Like, all of them are amazing. I'll just throw that out there. I think all of them are amazing. But how you get there, I think, is less attractive, but it's still a BOGO. I think it's good. And Milwaukee, same old rinse and repeat as they've had the last several years, with one exception. And I want to see it. How many of you guys have noticed what's not part of the Christmas deal for Milwaukee this year that has been part of it for, I think, every year for the last, I don't know, 7 years? There's one tool that if you're paying attention at Home Depot, you'll notice they're not talking about anymore. And that could be that it got replaced. Well, think about that. What's up, Manzus? Our good friend Kansas is here. Let's get the Ford impact and drill. The Flex, you mean? The Flex impact and drill? They did replace it with the Gen 4 instead. Surge Gen 1. Tool Squatch got it. The Surge, the Gen 1 Surge, not even talked about at all. Yes, Tactics couldn't be here tonight. He had to go buy socks. I mean, it is. Thanks, Max. So what do you guys think? Well, you guys tell me. Who are you more impressed with this year? Is it Depot and what they're offering, or is it Lowe's? Because I know John Stewart's here cruising looking for a dude. It's not us, it's you. We can do better than you, John Stewart. So Lowe's, everybody's saying Lowe's. There is also the installation driver. That's true. The M12 is really nice. The deals at Home Depot, I think Milwaukee M12 deals are nice. I didn't really get excited for the M12 deals. I'm not an M12 guy. I buy some of their tools, but it's not going to be my main line. It's just an ancillary line, basically, because I have the channel. And other than that, I don't really buy M12 tools. Hi, Doug. No contest. I'm glad to see a wider variety of deals. That is true. We do get to see a much wider variety of deals this year. I think Lowe's with their, they did the buy one, get three last year, I believe. And then it's basically for both stores, rinse and repeat. Like the deals are the same, except this year I didn't see a BOGO on Flex, and last year there was a BOGO on Flex, so it's kind of difficult. Do you believe all tool brands are in the red this year, 2020? No. No, as a matter of fact, I know not all tool brands are in the red this year. Milwaukee is actually, again, for the 7th year in a row. Let me think about it. I got to go back in my mind for a minute. So 2016, dewalt was still ahead of Milwaukee. I think 2017 was the same. It might be just the 6th year in a row as I go back. So when that pandemic happened, that's when it all changed around, and Milwaukee became the biggest as far as sales here in the U.S. at Home Depot. They easily now outpace dewalt. dewalt's not even the second best selling brand at Home Depot. That's actually Ryobi, and by a good little margin, Ryobi. They absolutely do dominate dewalt as far as sales go at Depot, but that makes sense. It's a homeowner grade brand. Homeowners have been going there to buy tools. If you got them when you were locked at home, you just kind of do what everybody else does and stay with that one brand, and then you just buy the tools as you need them. So that does make a little bit of sense. Bosch Pro Factor branding is specific to their cordless tools. Yes, just their cordless tools. Home market to homeowners for sure. But Lowe's is the homeowner store. Think about that. More professionals go to Home Depot to buy tools than homeowners. Homeowners typically go to Lowe's, which is why you see a lot more variety of product at Lowe's. But when you go to Depot, that's where the pros go. But it made sense because at the time when the thing happened and people started going to Lowe or to Home Depot, it was to do like projects around their house or whatever because they were locked in. That's how ryobi kind of got swooped in there and got the deal done. As you recall, Home Depot opened their stores to people without the mask, well before Lowe's did. And that kind of, for a certain type of individual, that was more attractive. So more people went to Depot then. That's when they bought their tools, and then it's just kind of gone from there. As a homeowner, you're always buying tools. You're always doing stuff around your house because no home is perfect, and you're always looking to do different things to get it to be better. So when you buy into a brand, just like a pro, you're kind of locked in because the cost of changing battery platforms and then buying the other tools and all that is just too high. Then why didn't Rigid surge? Because the middle child never surges in these times. You've got to look at the associates, the people on the ground. Talk to your TTI rep. Listen to what they talk about. They don't mention Rigid. They mention Milwaukee, then they go straight to ryobi. And why? Because it's easier to sell down than to sell up. See? Well, because you have better deals. That's understandable, James. That's exactly what we're talking about. Rigid probably would outsell them all if they were marketed. Let's face it, when you're given three choices, you're given a low, a medium, and a high choice. Most people will go medium because you get more benefits than low, but you don't have the cost of high. He's getting socks, Shaka. So most people, when given the choice of three, go medium. When given the choice of two, most people go less. And they go, I can make do with less. Now, if you're a professional, you're probably not doing that. But as an average person, and you're given two choices, you almost always pick the less. He needs tube socks because the last ones he had were standing up on their own. I'm not going to explain that one to you. Rigid isn't owned by TTI. Yeah. Well, they have a licensing agreement and a distribution agreement with Emerson, but they don't make as much profit on Rigid as they do on ryobi, whom they own, or Milwaukee, also whom they own. Oh, the old load sock. You know it. It's really short. I agree with you. But that's the world that we live in. And as long as that's the world that we live in, there is little to no choice that we have in that world. It is what it is. And if you go into, so Home Depot plumbing if you went into Home Depot plumbing aisle, what, 3-4 years ago, as little as that time, it was mainly all rigid, and then they had some Malco in there. And now you go in there, there's just a little bit of rigid and a whole lot of Milwaukee. Because the deal with Milwaukee makes it more beneficial for Home Depot to sell Milwaukee product than to sell rigid product. Again, TTI makes more money on the Milwaukee product than they do in distributing rigid. And that's all they get is a distribution for rigid. What is this? Correct. TTI manufactures rigid power tools. Beyond that, Emerson runs the text. Okay. I wonder if the TTI reps don't push rigid is because they aren't owned by TTI. Yes, Ted. That's what we're talking about. Who decides on BOGOs, the store or the manufacturer? It is negotiated between the distributing partner, which is either Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace, Menards, whatever, and the manufacturer. So the store, the distribution partner, will say, we expect this much in sales this year. And the manufacturers say, well, we can provide you with these specific tools to do this, right? Now, anything over and above what the expectation is, there's usually a sweetener. There's a way for the distribution partner to make more money. They're naturally making more money in sales, which positively affects their bottom line, makes them more profitable, so on and so forth. But the manufacturer will say, well, we'll provide you with an offset. So if we don't sell that much, you're still guaranteed a certain amount from us so that you're not out. Because you have to buy that floor space. Every square inch of a store has to make money. Even the aisles that have like the where you walk through, it has to make so many dollars per hour for the store to stay open. So some of those aisles do a little bit better, some do a little bit worse, but overall, they all have to average right around $8 an hour for the store to be profitable. Think about that one. Doing combo deals, meanwhile, Harbor Freight is quiet. Harbor Freight does the same deals all the time. $100, it's a tool, battery, charger for power, and I think like $150 or whatever. I don't know how it works. I don't remember because I'm not a frequent Harbor Freight shopper. I'm not the bear. I might be fat, but I'm not the bear. I'm not that fat. I'm growing into it though. I'm trying. So I don't frequent Harbor Freight enough to know what their deals are, but I think it's been the same for the last several years. I think Bosch is an awesome value, JB. They make more money on Big Red because Big Red leases space and Home Depot makes a percentage in floor space versus rigid. And well, it's all the same. It's all the same. Where are the hyper tough BOGOs? Walk outside, look for a giant green canister, and it might have like 3 arrows in a triangle on the side. That's where you're going to find the hyper tough BOGO deals. Straight in the trash. And I'm glad you called out Torque Test Channel for some of the stuff that they have said about hyper tough and the CC, so many other brands that are just they're dog water. Thank you, YouTube, for censoring me. They are dog water. Not good brands, but if you get a nice shiny machine and some pretty graphs, you can make things look good. Project Princess, is that Project Fraud? The aforementioned gets paid by Harbor Freight. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, he does not say, they may not pay him directly in cash. May not. I don't know. I'm not a part of his finances, nor do I care. Why the concern on Flex if they will be around? Not sure I get the reason behind it. Sales, lack of sales. The fact that you go into a Lowe store right now, they have not stocked the shelves for the holiday season. As a matter of fact, it doesn't look like they've ordered more product to be brought into the store. That we're seeing 50% clearance on Flex, multiple locations across the country. So we know that it's not an ISO or an isolated store, that they're selling off in many locations Flex display models. Yeah, I can say with certainty that that is a concerning sign for a brand at Lowe's. And we've seen this before. No big announcements, but the end of a relationship. If you don't believe me, I'll give you a few examples so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Greenlee, Ideal. Go look up those two. Go look up what happened to them within the last 2 years as they made their partnership with Klein. Yeah, the big brand heart. Seems to me only time people buy Flex is on clearance and sale. Only so money to be made. Yeah, if you're doing clearance on tools, remember that is the last ditch. That's the last point, because once a tool goes on sale, you're basically getting at between cost and a little over cost. So that's what you can expect when you see clearance, right? You're getting at or near cost. Now, when it's that way and the distributing partner, Lowe's in this particular case, can't make the profit that they wanted to make on that tool for having it on their shelves, because that's valuable floor space to them, they'll go to the manufacturer and go, this is what we sold the product for. This was our expected profit on that product. We need you to kind of make us whole on that. So now it doesn't always work that they'll get the full money, but they'll get money from the manufacturer, because the manufacturer has to guarantee or they have to provide a product that sells so that it makes sense for the distribution partner, the distributor, the warehousing store, to have it on their shelves. If they don't have that, then there's an issue, and the manufacturer will have to pay. Now, if the sales are really bad, then you lose your floor space, which means when your contract is up, they will not renew that. And then you're without a distribution center or a partner. That's a bigger concern for a company. Because if your product has nowhere to go, no one's there to buy it. Think about that. And Lowe's and Home Depot can guarantee a certain amount of foot traffic. That makes their stores more attractive. As men, I can only speak for men because I've only ever been a man. As men see, feel, touch, right? That's how we buy product. We're not We're not like a lot of women that they can go online and order a bunch of garbage and be happy with it. Hi, Melissa. You have been a man. If you were a man, you're still a man. I don't care what happened to you. Take that. So as men, we want to touch the tool. We want to hear it. You know, we want to use our senses. That's why tools and stores make sense for men. You know, I know some of you guys buy online. I don't. Verbal, yes. Melissa was a man, then he bought Makita. Probably true. Good job. That was Othole did that from his hospital bed. He was out there looking out for us. How about we do this? Let's get into a little bit of the testing on the rigid mid-torque. Would that be fun for you guys? Not a long time, but a little bit. For a homeowner that just buys a tool here and there, what would you say the most recognizable brands are? Most recognizable brands, that's easy. That's Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita. Best brands, that's totally different because no best brand is going to include Makita. I have been in a woman, never been a woman. Well, all I can say to you is you are what you eat. Dick. Sorry, you guys are getting to see me walk around for a bit. Let me put this here. WD-40, the breakfast of champions. Don't put WD-40 in your mouth. I was just joking. I know some of you guys are going to listen to that. We've got young people in the audience. It's a sad day when you have to explain to people not to put WD-40 in their mouth. By the way, Tool Squatch, you know what this is? That's a 3-inch deck screw that I have a tool that couldn't drive it. Get used to it. He wanted to compete with me to see who had the worst drill. I'm going to win. I've got experience on my side. All right. Rigid. Mid-torque. 6 amp hour battery on there, speed 3. Look at that. I think this is a beautiful tool. Let me grab the old one, actually, so you guys can see the old one next to it. Isn't it? Where did I leave? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I went to the cabinet and it's behind me. Or it was in front of me, rather. So this is the old mid-torque. So weight actually goes to the new one. This weighs more. And it's kind of a good thing because that means that the anvil in here, the hammer and anvil, are bigger in the new one than the old one. Now, you are saving about an inch or better in space. I know it's hard to tell with that socket on there. So I'll take the socket off. But you're saving quite a bit of space with the new one. You're also getting more speed, more power with the new one. This old one had about 500 foot-pounds, maybe 550. This one's got 650. So a very big upgrade for Rigid on a tool that they hadn't upgraded in a very long time. So kudos for them. See a problem, fix a problem. Maybe they should tell So would I do this with an impact wrench? No, I would use a drill. But if I was out in the field and I didn't have a way of making a pilot hole, then, and I was in some kind of precarious, weird position, yeah, I would probably use this, but that would be more due to my own incompetence than this being the right tool for the job. Since I'm not incompetent, I can tell you I probably wouldn't. That was smooth. It's a good tool. It really is. And I have protection on my ears. So where did I get this poster or this one? Because two different places. The Milwaukee one I got from Home Depot when they were changing out the sign. I just asked for it and they were kind enough to give it to me. And then this little guy, Rigid, sent to me. Oh, I don't even know when. Probably when I had like 40,000 subscribers, give or take. So it's been a minute. What's my experience been with the lifetime warranty? Every single time I've had an issue on a tool that I had registered and followed the steps properly to do so, has been fantastic. I haven't had any issues with the lifetime service agreement on Rigid. I think one time I had an issue, but I sent them the battery that was defective. It came defective out of the box. I sent it to them. I was like, hey, it's defective out of the box. They checked it over. They sent me a brand new one. So they didn't even bother fixing the old one. And how do I know? I mark them. Secret. No, I mark my stuff. So I do like this tool. I'll give you guys an idea of the difference between the two of them. Now, you see this ½ inch? Just watch it and see if it slows down on this. If it did slow down, it wasn't noticeable, right? But it will look pretty good. That is until you do this. So on the old one, I was able to read that ½ inch, like as it was going around. I could not read it on the new one. RPMs are much higher over here than on the old one. Oh, and by the way, in case any of you think I'm trying to cheat Rigid with Rigid, Speed 3 on both. Just is what it is. Now, what do you guys think? Is this a good tool? Would you buy something like this for around your house? And I'll be honest with you. I've got nine impact wrenches. Don't know why I have. I don't know why I have so many, but I have 9 of them now. I might even have more than that, but I know of 9 for sure. And I got this one. I've had the compacts. The compacts are good enough for my car, my SUV. So it wasn't that. I wanted something with a little more power than my compacts, but I didn't need my high torque. My high torque with the battery on it is like 10 pounds. This is like 6. No, Eric, I don't just do it for the channel, because a lot of these tools I had before the channel. But Project Farm said to get the Project Fraud. Oh my God. Probably the least informative. Well, no, I can't say that because there's VCG and the Tool Bear out there. So and Total Retard Zone. So I can't say least informative. Least accurate. I think I can say least accurate for Project Fraud. Race against a MKE. What is that? A Milwaukee? I don't need a Milwaukee. Thanks, Danny. I'm doing well, Pine Tree. Oh, mid-torque Milwaukee. It's going to sound bad to say this, but I don't actually trust Milwaukee. I don't trust their quality. I think they're trying to pump out too many tools and not looking at the quality of them. And I say that knowing that they make these guys. But I'm spending less money. I'm getting a better warranty. And I only had to buy this once. Milwaukee, on the other hand, I can say, I'll just say it that way. I don't trust Milwaukee as much as I trust the Rigid or DeWalt or Metabo or Bosch or Flex. I just don't trust them as much. I'm not saying they're bad tools. I'm not saying that you're wrong for buying them. Me personally, I don't trust them. Do with that information what you will. I don't fudge anything. I have admitted I've been wrong on multiple occasions. It's funny. I'm the only guy that does the tool testing that'll come out and be like, hey, I was wrong. I could not imagine Project Fraud on a job site. First of all, I couldn't imagine what the guys would do to him on a job site. I know he wouldn't make it to lunch. Let's see. What is this, 5/8? We're going to try a bigger fastener. When in doubt, go bigger. 3/4. There we go. Have we lost the bar yet? Nope. Full. We're going to build that. The first time he said that to somebody on a job site, you get punched in the face. Could you imagine? There we go. Got it started. Nice big fastener here. What do you think? You could see that it was physically slowing it down. Now, I can tell you, if you do this, that you know that this socket is going to be hot if you do this. You want a Milwaukee drill? I could do that. But that'll show you that this does carry a lot of power with it. These are not designed as drivers. Just so we're clear on that. Not designed as drivers. Milwaukee drill. Oh, domino. I don't think I have a 3/4. Let me look. A 17. Yeah, 3/4. Do. Hot tamale. That's a little warm to the touch, I will say. That's what I get for being me. They're not designed to be driven in that slowly. All right, proper technique. Watch and learn. Okay, got it started. No pilot holes. Now you see me holding it in my left hand. Why is that? Because as the drill rotates, it'll go into my body if it catches or if it has any problems, and I will not get injured. Now, if I put it in my right hand, well, that's going to force my wrist to go this way. You get less movement this way, more likelihood of getting injured. And I stopped it. The drill did not stop it. I stopped it, and you can see the drill can do this job. I just need to secure the workbench because I don't have it fastened down. Now, coming out, I'll do the exact opposite, having it rotate into my body. Makita is trash. If you're buying Makita, it's because you're really into boys. And I don't mean the full-size ones either. Now, that's for all you people that think the drill can't. The most versatile tool in your toolbox is the one you guys are using the least. That makes no sense. Now, on a small fastener, do you have to switch hands like that? No. You can do whatever you want because it's a small fastener. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to hurt you. Typically. Unless you're weak. If you're weak, then don't do that. But if you're not weak, you can just take this and go. You do not use an impact driver for these fasteners. This is the danger of showing you guys this stuff, because most of you get it, but there are those few of you out there who aren't even qualified to tie a pair of boots that think this tool, which should be one of your least used tools, is the tool for everything. By the way, and I'm going to explain it to you after you see it. So you saw how fast the drill did it? Go right next to where the drill just did it. See? No pilot holes. That was fairly fast, but you heard that impacting, that dot, 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 dot. What that is metal hitting on metal inside of here. What happens when metal hits metal? Heat. You could get heat to build up in the tool. You do this repeatedly, you're going to ruin this tool. You're going to lessen the life of this tool. This tool, the impact driver, is designed for small fasteners, that is 4 inches or less. Small fasteners where cam out is a possibility. Phillips number 2. Over tightened nuts and bolts and self tappers. And I mean self tappers. I don't mean self drilling. I mean self tappers. And if you don't know the difference between those two, then you're not qualified to be here. This should be one of the least used tools. It's just the way it is. I heard Makita is releasing a special edition combo kit. It's pink and has Project Princess branding on it. God bless them. Yes, Kansas. Just like with your wife, if you're only driving 4 inches, you need to hit her with an impact. But if you've got more than that, you can use a smoother tool. That's a good one, though. That's a good one. I don't know what a standard screw is. What is this? Wait, what did Roosh say? I gotta find it. Well, my pilot's got so big. Try cobalt. I don't even like getting the cobalt out, but okay. I have multiple cobalt drills. This is the only one I'll ever use, as this is the most powerful one, the XTR. You can see it does have a charge to it. No pilots, just gotten it started. Speed dose, drill mode. I will say, one of the things that I am not a huge fan of Cobalt on is their clutch. Made by Shervan, who makes Flex. But if you have to use the clutch in this, you're not going to be a happy camper, because the clutch, there we go. I'll put it all the way 22. The clutch on this is wildly inconsistent. But if your name is Dave and you're looking for a cheap drill that'll get the job done, then this is yours. So 22. We'll go to 24. So a 6-inch fastener from Cobalt cannot run that fastener all the way in its clutch setting. So, and you see it here, like, it's proud. Wildly inconsistent. Makes it a terrible tool. A bad clutch on a drill is an inconsistent tool, a tool not worth buying. So you can see we have it in the clutch setting for rigid. Go right next to where we had the cobalt. Give you guys a few seconds to digest this. And then take it down. Now it's on 20. Take it down. I love this drill, by the way. This is my daily driver. This fastener might not be big enough to really challenge the rigid. There we go. That's a consistent clutch. That's what you want in a drill. This is one of the reasons why the drill it makes so much more sense, because this is, I know it looks lower, but it's actually flush. Now, see? Use a dewalt? My goodness. You're a needy bunch tonight. What am I going to do? Break out every tool? All right. Use a dewalt. I got you. Which dewalt, though? The 1007, the 999, the 998, the 800, the 12 volt. I'm just going to take a guess since I'm not in front of the screen. Let's do a little more manly stuff. Since we have a little more manly drill. And we can show you guys kind of the difference in power in some of these. Where'd that big fastener go? There it is. Oh no, that's the other one. Have any of you seen my big fastener? What did I do with it? I'm gonna go right next to where Milwaukee went. Don't worry. Once I get it started, I'll reposition. Never mind. Okay. Got it started. This is directly next to where Milwaukee just did it. 8 amp hour power pack battery on the DeWalt. That thing's a beast. This is an amazing, the snap-on, Sharouche. The snap-on drill couldn't drive a 6-inch fastener. Biggest piece of trash, waste of money on the market today. Let's try that way. Yeah. Keep asking, he says. Keep asking. That snap-on is trash. I don't want to waste my time on the snap-on drill. First of all, I think I've heard it. It's consistently gotten weaker as we use it for kicks. God, you people. I need this wood. I want you to know that. I need this wood for making videos. Strap-on drill. Here it is. This is the party princess of the tool world right here. This is about the most useless tool. I have it in reverse, by the way, and no, it doesn't have anti-kickback. It's just a weak garbage tool. I don't know what mechanics are buying this or why. Oh, it did it. I mean, it stalled out at the end, but it did it. There you go. There's your strap-on. Strap-on for the easiest way to waste $1,000 of your money that I know of. No worries. I like your name, Madre. Oh, the Hilti. God dang it. Another terrible tool. Josh, you know what this is? This is your gearbox not working right, dude. And it's just been sitting. Let's see if we can get the Hilti to work. Okay, it's ready. There we go. Got the clutch to work, or the chuck to work finally. Let's see if I take it out. I think this one's better than the snap-on. Load's better. This is load's better than the snap-on. This is one of the smoothest drills out there. It truly is. It's just the gearbox in it can't catch between gears. A lot of times you'll see me, I ran my finger across the chuck just to make sure that it was still spinning, because if it doesn't, then you could stop the whole drill with a finger without pressing on it. And then the chuck on it sucks balls. It whines like it does kind of. It is, I mean, what's funny is everybody tells me that rigid is bulky, that rigid is big and unwieldy and all of this. I mean, you compare these two, and it's like, come on. That's when we leased tools, when we had a home base and we leased tools, we did pick up some Hilti. I've never had much success making Hilti work well. I've always broken these tools. Yeah, that tool, well, I could show you real quick because I got them both right next to each other. What's funny is they both have an 8 amp hour battery. So that's the 1007. That's the Hilti. There's the 8 amp hour battery on both. I don't care what you do to this, you can't make that battery smaller. Now you can make this tool smaller. I think they have, but As far as build quality, power, speed, everything, this DeWalt is superior. I mean, I try to say nice things about most tools except for Makita. This is a complete miss. Just a waste of time. The only thing that's more of a waste of time is the snap-on. Hilti is overrated. You just picked up the two 5 amp hour batteries for $199. Going to return the battery. Good for you, man. If you want to save money, do that, because that's a good way to save money. That's it, guys. We're out of here. It was fun playing with the tools. It was fun having you all here. It was nice to see the kids. Yeah, you got to tell me when you want them back. I'll gladly send them back to you, because I'm never going to use them again. Corey rotary hammer. The rotary hammers from Hilti are okay. But we're out of here, guys. So we do this every Sunday at 7 Central Standard Time. We're normally on only for an hour, but we went a little over that today. Just for you guys, we want to make sure that you got to see us use the tools a little bit. You got to see it live, so you know we're not trying to cheat anybody. The tool does what the tool does. I cannot make them perform better than they are. And I don't rig any of my tests to make one look better than another or make it look better than it is. It's just there. We tell you the truth. Whether you like the truth or not, completely on you. I've got no control over you. I can just show you the tools and let you make the decisions. So with that, we are out of here. So for all you Makita guys out there, don't forget, blow them like you know them. And for the rest of you, manscape like you landscape. If you trim your bush, your deck will always look big. And who doesn't want a bigger looking deck? Take it easy, guys. We'll see you next Sunday.